wins since starting 2-2 prior to the bye. Their only loss was when they gave up all those points in the fourth quarter to the Commanders. 13-1 their last 14. This one, not picture perfect, but a win no less.
Eagles wideout Devontae Smith. You had 4 targets today, 4 catches for 55 yards. How did it feel having Jalen Hurts back out there and that connection you two have?
It feels good, just get back out there, get back out there, getting the feel of the game back, and glad we just came out with a dub.
This is kind of a full circle moment with this rematch with the Packers from week 1. How much has your team evolved? You mean 3 interceptions, that forced fumble out the gate, especially on the defensive side of the ball since week 1?
Yeah, I mean, both teams, we're completely different teams. Defense playing great. They created a lot of turnovers today, and nobody's going to do anything that they've been doing the whole year. They're always going to switch it up. So both teams came out here, did things different, and like I say, just glad we came out with a dub.
And then you're on to the divisional round, of course, looking even beyond that. But how much is this a redemption feeling after getting bounced out of the playoffs early last year?
I wouldn't say it's redemption, because last year don't matter. It's all about this year, keeping out, 1 foot forward and just moving on to next week.
Well, thank you. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Smitty with some big grabs in this one. Jalen Hurts wanted to be cleaner, wanted to be better, but you can't be cleaner than no INTs. 5 consecutive playoff starts without an interception. You take a look at the list. Bunch of dudes who are keeping that streak that way. Our colleague, Matt Ryan, tip of the cap. Patrick Mahomes in action a week from now. Jalen Hurts, 5 in a row with no interceptions and leading a win here on Sunday.
Well, it's never easy when it ends like this. Give Philly all the credit. I thought they certainly were the better team tonight, and but I thought our guys competed. It's just, when you come into somebody else's house against a really good football team, you can't start the way we did, and to fumble the opening kick and then them turn it into a touchdown and be down 7-0 from the jump. It was obviously too much to overcome, and but I appreciate the heck out of our guys in that locker room. Those guys show up every day with a great attitude, great energy, and compete. And I thought our guys competed to the final whistle, to tell you the truth. I thought defensively, I thought we played winning football. It's just offensively and on special teams, we had too many mistakes, and you can't overcome those against a really good football team. So give Philly all the credit. They deserved it, and but I hurt for our guys because, like I said, there's a lot of energy and work that goes into this thing, and it should hurt because there is so much time and effort that goes into it. But hopefully we can use this as fuel to have a great offseason and come back next year ready to rock.
When you were watching the replay of that fumble, did you think for a moment that maybe Keyshawn had recovered it?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought we recovered the ball. Just what they showed on the big board, what I was hearing from our guys upstairs. I mean, I think Connor Lewis is spot on majority of the time, and they all thought it was our ball, but obviously the league felt differently. So.
Did you get an explanation on why it wasn't
No,
the ball?
I didn't get anything.
How much did that just take the wind out of the sails to start like that?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to overcome things. Bad things happen in games, and you just got to be able to be resilient and bounce back. And we just didn't do enough, obviously, to do that. You're not gonna win many games when you're -4 in the turnover battle. And we knew going in. I mean. Sirianni's got a heck of a record when they win the football, so that was one of the points of emphasis. I think it's like 28-2 when they win the turnover battle, and so that was a huge point of emphasis. It always is every week. A lot of these games are going to come down to that, and you can't be -4 and expect to win a football game.
It seems like it's been a real slog on offense for the last 3 weeks. What do you think is the root cause there?
I think it's collectively. I think we all share are part of blame in that, and it was tough tonight because they're playing soft zone really the entire game. Gotten basically a 6-1 front, played quarters, and we didn't have a whole lot of luck running the ball, like consistently getting them out of that. there were a couple drives where I thought we did pretty well. I thought Josh competed his butt off. I thought we were competing. It's just we weren't as productive as we'd like to be. And then the pass game was just pretty much a struggle all night.
Is there any way, besides running, is there any other way to get them out of it? Is the quick pass game, or is there anything else to do?
Yeah, and they got good players. And, I mean, even when we were running quick game, it's like they were triggering and coming downhill and like smacking us in the back too many times. We tried some double moves to run by them. You know, we got the one DPI on Wicks. I thought there potentially was a couple other ones that obviously didn't get called, but that's life, and you got to be able to overcome it.
What toll do you think these slow starts had on you guys this year against these good teams? And I know it's not just one thing, but why do you think you were able to fix it?
I think that's going to be a great reflection point this offseason, because obviously if we had the answers, it wouldn't have been a problem. And for it to come up multiple times is disappointing. And, I mean, this is one of the best defenses in the league, so they give them some credit as well. And they played better than us, bottom line.
Was there anything you thought you could hang your head on in the passing game when you were coming in here?
Yeah, there was a lot of things that I thought we were going to be able to hang our hat on. And, you know, it's unfortunate. There were a couple times where we had guys open and, you know, when one ball gets batted at the line of scrimmage, it just, you know, there was sometimes we didn't have great protection. So I think it was a multitude of things throughout the course of the game that led to a poor performance in the pass game.
Matt, I'm sure you got to go back and look at it, but on the interception that Jordan threw right before halftime, I mean, it looks like he hit some right between the numbers, but did they trick you? Did somebody have some?
No, what we did, we made an adjustment on one of our plays, and in quarters coverage, it was a bad adjustment for us. So we chipped the tight end, we put him over the ball. The hole was there to go where he went. I don't know about the timing of the play and making sure that we got the right route depth and whatnot. You know, Zach Vaughn's a heck of a player. They played visual on the quarterback, and he ended up falling off into the window. So I think that's more of a schematic thing, less of a player performance thing.
It seemed like you had a fair amount of personal fouls all season. You had a couple really costly ones today. What do you think is going on there? How do you correct that?
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to be disciplined at all times, and I get it. Football's an emotional game, but you got to put your emotions in check. And you know, I always chalk those up to I got to look at them first of all to see, like, I know there was a difference of opinion when I was asking some of the guys of what they thought about some of those, but bottom line is you got to keep your emotions in check, and you can't do anything to put yourself in the crosshairs of the officials, and you never know how they're going to officiate that. So we just got to be better, bottom line.
In that last year, I think after the playoff game, you said, hey, you can't take these for granted. You can't always expect to be back here. Obviously, you got back here. What is the message to make sure that you keep building on this and it's not a stop point?
I think it just goes back to show you, like, the importance of getting these home field games, in my opinion. And you know, we got a really tough division, and you know, I'm hoping our guys use that for fuel this offseason to dig a little bit deeper and come back a little bit better, each individually, because collectively that'll make a huge difference. Obviously, we'll comb through everything. I think it was, you know, we still got a young football team, and I'm not making excuses or anything like that. We got a young football team that, unfortunately, this is a tough lesson along the way, and hopefully we can use this as fuel to get better and learn and be a better team come next year.
Understandably, you wouldn't talk a lot about it this week, but was the elbow for Jordan, was there any lingering in that? Did you seem to feel off?
No. I mean, you'd have to ask him. I never heard him one time ever say anything like that.
Obviously, not something you want to use as an excuse, but the injuries piled up, obviously. Losing Jenkins, losing two of your receivers. Like, how much did that contribute to some of the mistakes?
It's football. You know, it's unfortunate. I hate it for our guys. that have to battle through that, but it's football. It's next man up mentality, and you know there's a standard of performance that you have to go out there, and we got to hold that standard no matter who's in, and you got to find ways to adjust, and it's our job as coaches to try to make the necessary adjustments to put those guys in positions where you can still have success, and we obviously didn't do a good enough job of that tonight.
It started to get Jacobs into the passing game a little bit. Was that an adjustment you made during the game, or is that something you thought would be open as the game?
No, we had those plays going into the plan. You know, we haven't done as much, I would say, empty this year. But that was one of the things that we thought we could take advantage of if they're playing the shell defense. We hit them on a now route. I think another time we hit them as a check down. Like I said, they played mostly zone coverage the entire game. So, you know, it's just right now. Nice. That's about par for the night right there.
Matt, you mentioned that you guys are young historically, so in fact the two youngest teams in playoff history are your team last year and your team this year. The teams that you guys have lost to, Philadelphia, San Francisco, Detroit, they've got some veteran guys in that room. Is that something that you guys need more of?
No, I mean,
faster?
We'll see. I think every year's a little bit different, and it's ultimately about how the collective comes together and how we perform as a unit, as a whole team. And I think there's going to be a lot of time for reflection for that. But, you know, I love those guys in that locker room, and I appreciate all they do, how they compete, how they put the work in, and just really hurt for those guys.
Matt, have you had a chance to talk to Roman?
Was the second youngest roster ever in the playoffs, second to only last year's Green Bay Packers roster. Maybe some veteran presence there, but ages.
Xin chào tất cả các bạn đã đến với kênh YouTube của mình. Video ngày hôm nay mình sẽ lại đi tô màu những bức tranh con vật, động vật và những bức tranh phong cảnh gì đấy cho các bạn xem nha. Đây là những bức tranh mà mình đã tô màu xong rồi này các bạn ạ. Ở đây là trên bàn của mình còn rất nhiều những sản phẩm của mình đã chuẩn bị tô màu này các bạn đây. Mà tô màu thì không thể thiếu được những hộp sáp màu này. Đây, những chiếc màu đài màu sắc này các bạn ơi. Và bây giờ các bạn hãy cùng theo dõi mình tô màu cho sản phẩm nha. Xin chào tất cả các bạn.
Bây giờ mình sẽ tiếp tục tô màu nha các bạn.